Imagine standing in front of a blank canvas with nothing but a handful of acrylic paints, a few brushes, and the quiet but persistent urge to create something that feels alive. Something that doesn't just look like a flower but feels like one. Modern abstract flower art is less about copying petals and more about translating emotion, movement, and color into a visual language that blooms right in front of you. And the beauty of using acrylics is that they are forgiving, vibrant, and endlessly adaptable, allowing you to layer, scrape, dilute, and redefine your work as you go, which makes them the perfect companion for an expressive, intuitive process where rules matter far less than curiosity. So begin not by asking, how do I paint a flower? But instead by asking, what does a flower feel like to me? Is it soft and fragile, bold and radiant, chaotic and wild, or calm and meditative? Because that answer will guide everything from your color palette to your brushwork. And before even touching the canvas, take a moment to choose colors that evoke a mood rather than mimic reality. Perhaps fiery oranges and magentas for a passionate bloom, or muted blues and dusty pinks for something more introspective. And don't hesitate to include unexpected hues like deep teal, gold, or even black, because modern abstract art thrives on contrast and surprise. Then prepare your surface in a way that invites experimentation. Some artists like to start with a toned background, washing the canvas with diluted paint to remove the intimidation of pure white, while others dive straight in with bold marks. But either way, consider creating a background that already suggests movement, maybe using a large brush, a sponge, or even a palette knife to sweep color across the canvas in loose, gestural strokes, letting layers overlap and blend organically, because this base will become the atmospheric backdrop against which your abstract flower will emerge. And as you begin to build your composition, resist the urge to outline or define too early. Instead, think in terms of shapes and energy, perhaps starting with a central burst of color that will act as the heart of your flower. Applying paint thickly in some areas and thinly in others, letting the texture itself become part of the story, and then gradually expanding outward with sweeping, curved strokes that hint at petals without explicitly drawing them, allowing edges to blur and forms to dissolve into one another, because abstraction thrives in ambiguity, and it invites the viewer to complete the image in their own mind, which makes your painting more engaging and personal. And one of the most exciting techniques you can explore with acrylics is layering. Since they dry quickly, you can build up multiple translucent or opaque layers in a relatively short time, creating depth and complexity. So try glazing thin washes of color over dried sections to shift their tone subtly, or use a dry brush technique to skim lighter colors across textured areas, catching only the raised surfaces and creating a sense of light hitting your petals. And don't be afraid to disrupt your own work, because sometimes the most compelling abstract flowers come from moments of controlled chaos, where you drip paint, splatter it, or even scrape parts away with a palette knife or an old credit card, revealing hidden layers beneath, which adds a sense of history and evolution to the piece, making it feel alive rather than static. And another powerful approach is to incorporate line work in a loose, expressive manner, perhaps using a fine brush, a paint pen, or even the edge of a palette knife to draw gestural lines that suggest stems, veins, or the subtle structure within the bloom. But keep these lines fluid and imperfect, letting them wander and intersect in unexpected ways, because rigidity can stifle the organic quality that makes abstract floral art so captivating. And as you continue to develop your painting, step back frequently to see how it reads from a distance, because abstraction often relies on the balance between detail and simplicity, and what feels chaotic up close may resolve into something harmonious when viewed as a whole. And if something feels off, don't hesitate to adjust it, perhaps by softening an area with a glaze, intensifying a focal point with a bold stroke, or introducing a contrasting color to break up monotony. And remember that negative space is just as important as the painted areas. So allow parts of the canvas to breathe, giving your composition room to expand and resonate. And if you're looking for inspiration, Consider drawing from nature not by copying it, but by observing its rhythms and patterns. The way petals overlap, the way colors shift in light, the way imperfections add character, and translate those observations into abstract marks rather than literal representations. And you can also experiment with unconventional tools to create unique textures, such as using a piece of plastic wrap to press into wet paint, and then peeling it away to reveal intricate patterns, or dragging a comb through thick paint to create linear textures that can suggest the delicate striations of petals, or even using your fingers to blend and manipulate paint directly, connecting more physically with the process, which can make the act of painting feel more intuitive and less constrained. And as your abstract flower begins to take shape, think about how you want to guide the viewer's eye through the piece, perhaps by creating a focal point with the highest contrast or the most saturated color, and then echoing those elements in smaller, subtler ways throughout the canvas to create a sense of cohesion. And don't underestimate the power of finishing touches, because sometimes a single bold stroke, a delicate highlight, or a surprising accent can transform a painting from good to unforgettable. And when you feel that your work is complete, resist the temptation to overwork it, because one of the defining qualities of modern abstract art is its sense of spontaneity and freshness. And over-refining can diminish that energy. So trust your instincts and know when to step away. And beyond the technical aspects, remember that painting abstract flowers with acrylics is as much about the journey as it is about the final piece. It's about allowing yourself to explore, to make mistakes, to discover unexpected beauty in the process, and to express something that words cannot fully capture. And if you ever feel stuck, try changing one element dramatically. Switch your color palette, alter your brush size, or even rotate the canvas and view it from a different angle. Because sometimes a simple shift in perspective can unlock new possibilities. And keep in mind that there is no single correct way to paint abstract flowers, which means every painting you create is a reflection of your unique vision and emotional landscape, making each piece inherently valuable. And as you continue to practice, you'll develop your own style, your own visual vocabulary of marks, colors, and compositions that feel authentic to you. And that's where the real magic happens, because your art becomes not just something you make, but something that speaks, that invites others to pause, to feel, and to see the world a little differently. And perhaps the most inspiring idea to carry with you is that every brushstroke is an opportunity, every layer a conversation, and every painting a chance to let something within you bloom in ways you never expected, turning a simple canvas into a vibrant, living expression of creativity that continues to evolve long after the paint has dried.